Hey everybody, welcome to Hail It RV. My name is Josh the RV Nerd, and I'll be your guide today. Coming in at 11,700 and some odd pounds, the Cougar 368MBI, and it is among the most popular of middle bunkhouse floor plans I've ever seen, from the second most popular series of fifth wheels in history. The only brand in history more popular than Cougar is its big sister Montana. Wouldn't you know it, we got those here at Hail It's too. But today I am all about this Cougar. They continue to impress me as they continue to evolve over time. And they are perhaps the single most copied and duplicated brand out there. Cougar has been a trendsetter for a long, long time. The decor updates, getting rid of the carpet, those things are big hitter qualities to me, but also the fact that this carries a warranty for full-time RVing so that you have not just fun today, but the peace of mind for something tomorrow. Auto leveling does the hard work for us. This thing has an amazing, not just cold camp package, but one of the best hot climate packages I've seen out there in a very, very long time. We're seeing it today with the optional second air conditioner, king bed, and a few other odds and ends. It just has a laundry list of big hitter features, things that I think you're going to enjoy. I know I do. And if you hang with us, I know my videos run long, but if you're serious about buying an RV, this has the information I think you're going to want. Now we're going to get into all kinds of detail here, but one of the first things I want to show you are the blackout night shades here. And notice how you've got just amazing window coverage in this thing all over the door side of the RV. However, this very interesting thing happens when you close those shades and you block the natural light out of this RV. Specifically, really look at the color of that furniture right now. And notice how it changes ever so slightly from a little more gray to a little more brown. And I don't know what kind of crazy witch doctor voodoo magic they're doing there down at Keystone, but it kind of reminds me of those old color changing shirts where like somebody could press their hand against your chest and you could see the imprint of it, but don't dare put that shirt in the dryer, it'll ruin it or whatever. Frankly, I think those things were always just an excuse for teenagers to get their hands on one another, and maybe I'm just jealous that I never got one, but hey, neither here nor there. Sorry for a little lens flare there. Everything on this, those light fixtures, just the touches, the whole look of this thing. There's really not a significant difference compared to last year's Cougars, but there's a significantly different feel. It feels better than it ever has in here. We're going to start from our top and work our way down. You got that rain sensoring max air vent fan right there, pulling a lot of air out of the RV. And as the name implies, it'll shut itself down if it starts getting, a little drizzly up there. Now, up top, take a note of those air conditioner vents that Cougar's using. They have kind of like a whirlpool vortex sort of shape to them. And the idea behind that is their engineering has determined that will pull more air from those Coleman quiet air conditioners out of the ducting and get it down here into the living space, which, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure this is exactly where you're going to want it. Now, that right there is a jumbotron of a 4K HD TV, and you see that electric space heating fireplace down below. What's also kind of nice, this RV has a hide-to-bed sleeper sofa on the back, because really this has the same living room as a lot of rear living RVs, and that's one of the very cool and interesting things about a middle bunk RV, is that you actually maintain a good living room, because most bunkhouses actually seat the fewest number of people. Well, that makes the exact opposite of sense when you're talking about sleeping the most people. So this actually not only gives us more seating, but a fourth separate sleeping space. We have the hide-a-bed, the loft, the middle room, and the master. So you can have multiple different... It's good for not just sleeping kids, too. You got different adults or friends or something. Everybody can pile up in here. Now, over here, directly across from the TV, we have ourselves our theater seat. But you notice how there's also that hidden armrest storage, not to mention USB plugs built right into those cup holders right there, so you can keep your phones topped off. By the way, both sides of the sofa on the rear wall, where basically I'm sitting right now, they also have USB plugs and household plugs on both sides so that everybody can keep this thing topped off. Dinette can fold down into a sleeper if need be. There is a table and chairs option if you're so inclined, but this has been by far and away the most popular configuration that we've had on this one. But if you're like, yeah, I like everything except that, give us a call. We'll get one put together for you. I don't know what it is about that. I am totally transfixed like a moth to flame on that thing today. I gotta quit. I'm probably gonna end up looking at it one more time. I'm not gonna lie. Hidden hinges in all the cabinet doors. Big cat Cougars like we're in versus what's called the Cougar half ton. I call it little cat. These have solid surface counters, and you're also going to see plenty of easy reach outlets as we move around the kitchen space, including that handy little corner pop-up power tower over there. And I think it is high time we dug into all this storage. From here, we can work our way into that private middle room. You know, it's interesting. Some people like it when the middle room entry door is off the kitchen. Some people like it when the middle room entry door is directly across from the main entry door. What do you like? Like, what is the verdict here? Because I keep hearing it both ways, and it doesn't seem to be a consensus, and I'm wondering if it really is like a 50-50 split, or if I'm hearing from more of like a vocal minority. Now you can see how that is a trifold sleeper sofa, but it is going to use up every single inch of space here. But if you got bigger kids and not just the littles, they can actually get in there and sleep on that thing. And of course, there's privacy shades for that window as well. Now directly across from that sofa, we have basically like a second living room entertainment center should you feel like throwing a TV in there, and pretty good storage space. I'll get this all cracked open in just a second. And I'd love to know, like, how would you use this? Because obviously, you can use it as a middle sleeping room. You can use it as an office, a craft room, a den, a second living room. Maybe one of you has like sleep apnea and you snore and you need a separate place to sleep. Maybe you have, say, like an adult child who has special needs, or an elderly parent who's living with you. Like, what would you do with this space? Now, if I start moonwalking my way up these stairs and, backing out of the living room, the entry door right here. First of all, right next to it, a place to actually hang a jacket. Thank you, Cougar. Secondly, the entry door itself has a full viewing window, and right next to that is this massive panoramic viewing, like massive. So if you hear the kids screaming bloody murder, you can do some quick eyeball recon, like, okay, is everybody okay, or are they just, fighting with one another, or is somebody actually hurt? Now, the loft up here, like I said, is one of the 4 separate sleeping zones, but kind of like the middle room. It can be multifunctional. Of course, you see the bunk mattress, you could sleep here, or you could use it for, like, cargo space. Now, again, I'd love to know, what would you do with this thing? And when it's time to put the kids to bed, we can just say, lights out, guys, time's up. Of course, if it were me, I'd get in trouble from my wife, and I'd run up there, and I'd hide, and I'd put a curtain up here, and I'd pull the curtain, and she'd be like, Josh, come down here. I'd be like, no, you're gonna yell at me. And, any similarities between persons living or dead is completely coincidental. Anyway. Porcelain foot flush stool here with fantastic legroom. And notice to our left, we have a sliding pocket privacy door. Now, you've got a seat there in the shower, so if you do need to sit to bathe, you can, with plenty of room there. And this is a 6.5-foot tall upper deck, which is pretty common in fifth wheels. You hear me talk about that a lot. But I think it's important to see that even a bigger person like me can fit into that thing. And just the overall look, like I said, the general aesthetic of this bathroom, I think is absolutely fantastic. Now, as we come down here, they have a big sink, and that is sealed edge countertop space. And I want to crack that open and get you a quick look at the storage here. Because drawer space, wastebasket space, that is the kind of stuff that like Montana's really good at, but not a lot of fifth wheels in like the Cougar size and budget range really excel at. But obviously, they're getting it done. Now, as I'm sitting in bed, I want to direct your attention over here to the wall. That's something I haven't done a lot of very well in the past. That light switch right there, that will activate just the bedroom ceiling lights, which makes sense. But this RV has in command, and a lot of people might think that you always have to use that digital, touchpad kind of thing to turn your lights and stuff on and off. And you don't have to do that here, thankfully. We will also get you a good look at all the storage in the bedroom, but something I want to point out real quick, if you're looking up top, You're seeing the optional second centralized factory air conditioner here available on these Cougars at Haylett RV. Most of the time, these big Cougars with bed slides, that's exactly how we like to bring them in. Recently here, just from production demands, this is currently very early 2021 when I am publishing this, by the way. Sometimes the second air just physically hasn't been available, so please, please, remember, this video is giving you a good idea of things, but what we have in stock could theoretically be a little bit different. And a couple more details here for you. We have optioned this one with the 70 by 80 king bed versus the 60 by 80 standard queen. It's become exceptionally popular. Both slide side windows open for airflow. And notice how you have that interesting little side stand built right into there with some household and USB plugs. Over here on the opposite side of the RV, they have the same thing. Now, a lot of manufacturers will put plugs like that way down here where you can't even see them. I like how Cougar brought them up where they're more visible and, frankly, easier to access. Now look here with the slide out closed. You can open the door when you go to the king bed upgrade. It will just kiss the corner of the mattress right there, but it'll squish right past, no big deal. Something here kind of like proactively I want to make you aware of. When you're at your destination, you're going to have that glass shower door on the right-hand side of the shower. But when you're traveling, make sure you put it over here to the left and latch it closed, because those glass panels are not designed to get banged around in transit. Now downstairs, you're going to lose everything. When you take all of these slides and all these extra rooms and islands, it pinches everything off. There is no way to sneak through there. You're going to have to open the door side slide out to get through it. The thing though, if you just need to make an overnight stop, remember, you got this loft up here. You could throw one of the kiddos there. Well, maybe not throw them there. You get the idea. You know what I mean. But one or two kids could make an overnight stop right there. So I think it could still work for a late night kind of break. If you appreciate the time and effort we take to show you RVs with the slides closed, even when it's not always sunshine and roses, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, because we are always doing the best we can to give you the best information we can out there. And it is incredible to me, if you're familiar with Cougars, a couple years past, all of the white skin portions that you're looking at right now, they used to have a tan coloration to them, and it looked great. But this is so clean and so modern and so sharp. And thank you, Bell Tire, back there, by the way, for flying that giant flag. That thing is huge, because they are not close to us, but it looks big. Now notice, up front, we have ourselves a large power awning, of course, with lighting. And we have another one of those over here on the face of the slide with all those awesome door side facing windows. You can operate those with the in-command system if you are so inclined, and that gives you a ton of shaded patio space. The entry door is anti-slam, so it doesn't go flying in the breeze and banging against the side of the trailer. Now, unlike Eagle, Cougar does not use the easy lift steps. However, it's not that they're not without their own benefit. The non-easy lift MORryde stable steps are fully removable. So if you are at a storage facility where the steps swing out too far and you can't get them open, what you can do is dislodge the steps, slide it in place like this, and then pin them back in place. It's actually very simple and not complicated at all. Every manufacturer handles this space on a mid-bunk a little bit differently. Arctic Wolf leaves it open for storage. Jayco likes to put some kind of mega camp kitchen here. Cougar gives us a capital grill. So I have a good outside cooking station. The refrigerator is right inside that door. And frankly, ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to add a mini fridge or something, you've got plenty of space in this big pass-through cavity. Now, it's not a drop frame compartment like its big brother, the Montana High Country, basically like the next step in the Keystone family. I don't know that it needs to be, though. That is a lot of storage capacity. That is a big space, and it gives us easy access to the in-command brain system over here. And one of the things you're not seeing is that behind that shield, every wire in this RV is color-coded so that the builders and a service team know exactly what they're getting into. That color coding is not industry standard. Keystone was the first to do it, and I don't know if there's anybody else in the towable RV industry doing it across the board anyway. Some motorized do it, but not towable, except Keystone. We are also both side and rear camera ready on this one. And man, that nose cap, the whole look of this thing right at the front, all the fade on the decals and the graphics, it all looks tremendous. And in a way, it's almost distracting from something else that's very beneficial up here, and that is the Road Armor pin box and suspension combo. Same thing basically that Montana's doing right there. You're getting that same kind of ride and handling treatment here on a Cougar. We have automatic leveling. We also are, like I said, not just good cold camp rated, but exceptionally well hot camp rated. So you've got an enclosed, protected docking center. All your gate valves and everything are protected. I think pretty much anything really in this class and this price point can say the same thing. But what I want to show you in here is a couple little Cougar differences. This RV is not just solar ready, but it is also inverter ready. That's what that box is up there. It's called the Cougar OTG package, off the grid. If you want, you can get a factory solar package that'll put the charge controller right there, and it will install an inverter right here. But here's a cool thing. What if you want more solar than the factory offers? Well, all the wiring is run, so you can still put a charge controller there, but you can put whatever charge controller you want. You could put whatever inverter you want. You could add the solar panel wattage that you're looking for. And if I'm doing my job, I'm going to let you know that over there in that parts and service center, that's the kind of stuff we can do for you at Haylett RV. Now, I'm pretty sure somebody at both Cougar and Montana went to Pooh University. And that's a good thing. It doesn't sound like it, but it truly, truly is. Because they include for us the handy stinky, slinky hose tote right there, so you can keep all that nonsense away from all of your normal cargo. Our taillights, you see, have the white element in them. That is reverse travel lighting, and this hitch on the back here, that 2-inch receiver hitch, gives us a 300-pound accessory receiver. If you want to add things like a bike rack, little cargo tray for a generator. My wife told me she could use it for a timeout seat for me. I'm not sure what that means, but I think you get the idea. But as always, it's always the devil in the details, isn't it? And that's what I want to show you here, some real slide out details. I want to get nitty gritty on this real fast. First of all, the bulb seal for when the slide is closed. You see how it's two-tone? When the sun is baking on this thing and it's squished like that, this part will be less hot, and that will help prevent an ugly black foam streak up and down the RV. Additionally, there is always 3 points of contact, 2 wiper seals, and then that bulb seal on the inside or outside, keeping the water out of this thing. Furthermore, there is a rain gutter basically built into that slide wall so that any water that does wick through will be shunted down and away. Now, to make sure that doesn't seep into our subflooring, take your fingernail next time you're looking at one of these and run it right along that edge right there. There's this really uncommon inversion groove to that, and what that's going to do is that water cannot go upwards without assistance. So that will cause the vast majority of any water washing down that slide wall to basically bead up and drip down so that your slide flooring doesn't end up rotting out over time. And if you watch a couple of our used RV videos, you have seen exactly that happen in a few cases where they didn't use that kind of fancy pants trim there on the slides. Now, you might see a couple of our footprints on the roof now. We actively quality control every new RV when it comes in from the factory. So even before we accepted this, we were up here making sure the seals look good, making sure all the roof rafters are in place, all that kind of stuff. So that ideally, you just hook up to it and you just head out and you go camping. You know, isn't that kind of the whole point, the whole goal? A few details I want to show you up here though. I mentioned how this is a great hot climate camper. That polar white skin and roof membrane will shed organically so much heat that otherwise would have been absorbed into the RV. Also, let me back up a little bit. You're going to see 2 of these little heat venting hockey pucks. What that's going to do is get that heat out of the roof construction, basically, and severely cool down the RV. So especially when you're in the upper deck, the bedroom, the bathroom, you're not boiling and broiling your head. This is that kitchen max air vent fan kind of thing. If you want to put a rain vent cover on it, you see those little clips down there, you can easily do that. And that black plug over there, that is the prep plug for the Jaboni solar system. And like I said, if you want to, there's a factory package. We'd be happy to get that for you here at Haylett RV. Or if you want to build your own, you've got a lot of room to do it, and we got the people with the skill. So leave us a couple comments and let me know, how do you think this one stacks up to the other mid-bunks that are out there? Because pound for pound, dollar for dollar, I think it is just one of the strongest mixes of features and value for the money out there. You know, maybe it doesn't have all the features of, say, something like a 377 North Point, but it is way lighter and way less money too. When you look at what you're getting here, pound for pound, Cougar has their claws out and fangs bared right now. And I'd love to know what you guys think. Leave me a couple comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I way off kilter? I've certainly been that before. But if you appreciate the information we brought to you today, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video, because we put a ton of time and effort into these things, and you know, we always like knowing that we're doing the right job for you. And short of that, remember, we are family owned and operated. We don't do those annoying hidden fee tactics or anything like that. We just give you good information. We do hitching, we do parts, we do everything but hidden fees. So if that sounds good, we'd love to meet you. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Halet camping, everyone.